The question is, will the paint companies paint a brighter picture for the second half of this fiscal? Because keep in mind, these stocks have actually underperformed the market well in the last 1 year or so. The Nifty has seen a big surge, but if you pull up that chart, it'll tell you that the paint companies, well, they have been lagging big time. The problem was that they were fearing that there's going to be a new entrance, and the new entrants will give the incumbents a run for their money. So that was the problem point, and the industry on the whole itself was in a bit of a tizzy. So industry headwind as well as a new entrant, that was what was weighing on some of these incumbents. Now there are key triggers from here on, which could mean that the second half of this fiscal is better. First, pricing. That's picked up. You've seen a couple of price increases already in the second quarter, and the hope is that prices will recover and volumes as well will pick up in the second half of the year. Point number two is the rural economy is seeing some signs of revival, and that's something that a couple of managements have spoken about as well. Now, gross margins could improve from here on. As we mentioned, crude prices have declined, and you have these crude derivatives like titanium dioxide. Well, that's around 20 to 30% of the total raw material cost. And that could see a bit of a decline. But keep in mind, that will only come towards the end of the third quarter or towards the end of the fourth quarter as well. But if that softens, that's what could help the gross margins. Plus, we'll be having operating leverage as well that will play out. So profitability could look quite good. The other big question was Birla Opus. They did their launch, but at least as of now, it appears that it's not been that big a disruptor in comparison to what the street had anticipated, and through the commentary as well that came in from the incumbents. And finally, well, the street believes that maybe it's an 80,000 crore industry, which is growing in double digits. So the new players as well as the incumbents, they could all coexist. At least that's what they believe as of now. Well, the new entrant though, Birla Opus, they are saying that they want that 10,000 crores in the next 3 years. But the response coming in from all of them, whether you look at Asian Paints' response or Berger Paints, Asian Paints was very clear and cut. They said that in fact the new launch seems to have underperformed expectations. Berger as well, they said that they're confident of competing effectively against the new entrant, while Indigo Paint said that there's always been competition and they believe that competition actually will be healthy for the industry. And finally, Kansai Paints, well, earlier they were sounding a little bit cautious with regard to the competition that's coming in there, but they're saying in the last 6 months they believe things have improved. So the commentary that came and said that that new entrant hasn't disrupted things, at least as of now. And as I said, it's a large 80,000 crore industry. Finally, valuation-wise, it's not looking too expensive. You'll say, what are you talking about? These stocks are trading by 40 and 60 times and you're saying they're not expensive. Well, they're not expensive in comparison to the 5-year average, which come up for you on the screen. So the big question is, will these paint companies that have been underperformers paint a rosier picture for the second half of this fiscal? And from here on, well, time will tell.